we have very advanced minion technology here as our main character, Elster. Yes, that's her name. Uh, follows your eye. Follows the cursor here. You are getting sleepy. So very sleepy. Before we go on though, let me know in chat what your favorite one-hit wonder is. Mine will probably end up being like, say, a whole bunch of Eurovision artists, I reckon. But until then, we continue to play Signalis. And so last time we were here, we beat the first boss. Like, okay, so what's called Alcastalt's basically our we play as Elster, this android thing here. We were like our ship has crashed on an on a remote icy planet. Alcastalt's basically the human who we're assigned to has gone missing, and so we have gone to try to search for them. Along the way, we have encountered this here base. We defeated a boss, and then one of the other humans on here, one of the few humans that we've seen around here, decides to push us down a what's called an abandoned elevator well, and now here we are. Time to be spooked once again. Oh yeah, so we came from there, and now where do we need to go? That is all locked. That's all locked. That's all locked. That's locked. Requires a maintenance key. I guess there's only one way we can go, which is down here. And so yeah, this game comes very highly acclaimed from the myriad game of the year lists that came out during December. Like, everyone acclaimed this as like a fantastic throwback to Resident Evil and Silent Hill, but also a game that is just good in its own right, particularly with its narrative. So that's where my attention came in. Looks like an engine for powering a looping Paternoster lift system. Then what? Looks like an engine. Here we go. What do we need to do here? We basically need to find a fuse somewhere is what we need to do. Was there ever one around here? Is it on here? No. Is it in the pile of abandoned gestalts? Nope, she just comments on the elevator there. Nothing in there. Was there something in my inventory that I've neglected, that I have stowed away and need to now recover? Let's take a look. Got a photo module, a stun prod, a thermite, pistol, a plate of eternity. Nothing resembling a fuse though. There's nothing, we can't call this. Lock is defective. That ain't gonna do anything. I do find it odd that the cameras are perpetually following me around. Like, it's been the case all game, so which implies that someone is indeed watching. I guess we'll find out later whether my suspicions. Oh, I could have come through here the entire time. Well, didn't it say I needed the maintenance key to open that up? Apparently not. And so, it turns out the person that pushed us, they've done this gambit quite a fair bit, and that's a bunch of gestalts right there. Here we go. Postbox key required. Is that marked on our map? Yes, it is. Thank you, game. That is... door is defective. Let's keep on wandering around here. Not much we can go around there, though. Belphegor, your favorite one-hit wonder is Eye of the Tiger. That's a darn solid one, and indeed, I did not realize that that song was a one-hit wonder. And that's kind of the sense with all them as well, is that you just assume that the artist released more songs, that they were a success before, and possibly after, so they may have been a success before, and they certainly were a success after the one-hit wonder. Indeed, I'm not even, maybe it's because I don't keep in touch with music nowadays, but I'm not even sure what the modern day one-hit wonder would be. Angry notes! I'm officially sick of the Yules next door. They've been listening to that stupid song non-stop since the piano room was locked down. I wonder if they were listening to Eye of the Tiger. If I have to hear one more time, I am going over there and smashing that stupid tape recorder to pieces. I wonder if there's a way we can borrow a key so we can get into their dorm and put an end to this madness. I don't care about breaking quarantine if it means never having to hear that song again. This person clearly would have been breaking all of the rules during the 2020 lockdown, that's for sure. Uh-oh. And they look like serious business humans, as serious business enemies too. Let's just go over here. And sneak over there. Probably for the best that we don't go into that room. Let's just try and sneak around here. Yeah, so best not to go into the completely pitch black repair bay there. Can we sneak around there? Yes, we can. Turns out stealth is a very viable strategy in these games. As we pick up the umpteenth repair patch. Memorandum, lighting malfunctions. Due to a recent incident involving a certain starling that shall remain unnamed, I've adjusted all doors to require visible light to open. This should hopefully stop any more non-service cadre personnel from endangering themselves by stumbling into dark rooms until we can take care of the lighting issues. If you've been assigned an illumination failure repair task, remember to equip a flashlight module so that doors sensors will let you in. Ask Adler ahead of time if you need one. He's usually in his quarters on the 8th floor these days. And so we are on the 6th floor, if memory serves me right? Yeah, we're on the 6th. And we just came from the 7th? Uh-oh, that's a lot of enemies there. And that's a lot of... Uh-oh. Let's see if... No, the worship key is required. We do not have that. That's a way of entry. File it down. No. None of those doors were working, it seems. So that there is a Fastenosa looping lift in the workshop hallway. Got a mysterious door. That's the one that needs the other lock, the other key rather. And so we're in the RR door. I can't quite see from the resolution here. Ooh. Replica overview. RR. Alsvec Repatua Betia Replica. I know how to speak. I'm presuming this is inspired by German. Ara. Replica Macaw. Hold on, let me just reset my sound here because it has just started going a little bit fuzzy. Hopefully that should have fixed all the sound issues. There we go. The joys of using a voice meter. The tough worker bees of the construction and repair industry. One of the earlier replica designs, the simple yet effective RRs are actually the most produced replica type to date. These strong and heavy worker types are a perfect fit for work in construction and production of industrial goods. In many places throughout our nation, RRs have already replaced all Gestalt workers in field like kimmer forming and explosive ordnance disposal. So that'll explain all the so all the bodies that we've seen are R's, it must be. Is there anything else in this room before we go down that hole? Guess we're picking up... Uh-oh. Oh, did not see you there. Oh, no. Guess we're going down. Absolutely did no space to carry that, so we're going down the hole. I'm afraid the commander won't receive any visitors at the moment. Who is that? But perhaps I can be of assistance instead. Who are you? I'm the administrator of this facility. Please, There's no need to be afraid. I'm just here to help. None of us are here by choice, are we? Uh-oh. I don't have a gun equipped. Let's rectify that. Let's equip our shotgun. And we have thermite as well to burn the corpse if need be. So I don't think it'll quite come to that. Okay, no space carrier repair spray. Oh good, we managed to get through that without having to shust. Anything else around here? The lift there needs to be powered down. That's a thing that we can go to. Lots of ammo, so much ammo, but also a string of enemies too. Shame that I left my 10mm in my bag. Is there actually anything in here? Uh-oh. I want to know what... oh no. So we actually do need to go there. So that was actually useful. Use repair patch. Although we also do need to dispose of something here. I'm gonna go for the 10mm combined with that. No. Can we... Oh, we have no choice but to destroy it. I feel like revolver ammo seems rarer than there you go. We definitely need the fuse more than we need the other thing. And we also need to re-heal ourselves up to get us back to blue? Come on, back to blue. Or does that only allow us to get back into the... Okay, space carrier repair spray. We can't drop anything. There we go, now we're back to blue. At least we know where the repair spray is. It's just in the way of the... You just have the two corpses in the way. That's an elevator. I'll need a shutter gate handle to open it. Oh, shield. That's gonna be annoying. Let's... There you go. Hopefully we can zip up there. 195 is apparently the thingo. 188. 195. $187. What is the point of this room? 158. Guess we gotta avoid the robot room for the radio room for the time being. Interesting though. I do like this sort of that the what's called the use of UI there. Unlock the door. Cool. You get it. Let us out. Let us out. Let us out. There we go. So where does that put us back? So we've got the rolling shutter gate, we've got that, and we've got whatever is in the dining room hallway. All I know is that we do have... Okay, so we were back. It unlocks from the other side. Okay, so that's pointless. We were on 6 before, weren't we? Yeah. might as well turn off the radio. That's not much use there. Though that's also just a general statement. Their radio, like the radio, like who I don't listen to the radio nowadays. Indeed, like main time I listen to the radio is if the Bluetooth in my car isn't working. That is when I'll listen to the radio. That's it. Where was the fuse needed again? I believe it was on. No, it was one above that needed the fuse, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in that machinery room, whatever it was called, the engine room. So we might as well put the fuse to good use there. Use fuse. Cool. I don't know what to do now. We can flick these around. Although we don't seem to have the pieces to solve this particular puzzle just yet. We'll see. We'll leave that be for the time being. Till then, let's free up that inventory space again. Oh, do not want to put them there. And always use this opportunity to save. Once again, thank goodness that there aren't any ink pads or whatever the save currency was in the original Resident Evil. Thank goodness that is not the case here. And so the person mentioned something about the 8th floor. Is there anything else we can do here? Doesn't appear to be. We did not ever receive we haven't encountered any keys, so we're trapped on the 7th floor. But at least we've got 2 more doors that at least we've got some doors that we can still use. Around there. There we go. Whoop. So we can't use the left door? Yes, we can use the right door. That's what I meant. And that's another baddie. Guess I'm gonna have to murk you. Because it looks like they have items in here. Repair patch, 10mm ammo, and not much else in here. Did I use my... I'll save my thermite for later. What rooms do we have? We've got leftmost and... Uh-oh. Can we go up there? No, we cannot. We can dodge them, though. Artfully. Nope, that door's completely blocked off. Let's try to reset the cycle. Oh, no. Oh, good. We still managed to dodge all that. I'll take these shotgun shells where I can. And can we go... left? Yes, we can. Exit stage. Oh, boy. That's not what we want to do. Huh. Where does that leave us in terms of things to do? Seem to have explored basically this floor in its entirety. The only sort of other curio is the management office, but that's the robot. That's the What if I shoot my way through that? 8th floor we can't do anything with. 6th floor, there isn't much we can do. Everything is locked or everything is locked basically. No, I don't have the requisite keys. Guess we have to go back to the robot route. Uh-oh. That's fine. There was nothing else. The Star Dorm provided nothing. The dining room provided just that. Might as well take that repair thing. It's free. It's free real estate is what it is. And there's nothing else in here that we can do. Yeah, here we go. Kitez awaits liberation. I'm sure it does. Nothing in here. This is where we came from. And nothing else that we can retrieve from in here. Oh, I almost got spooked by the shadows there for a second. Music got really surprisingly intense for an empty room. Those two rooms are locked. I guess we're heading back up to the creepy radio room. What was in here? What was in the right again? Here. And there was nothing else of significance here, was there? Nothing in this Star Dome. No. The Star Dome or the Star Dorm? I completely missed the R there. Let's continue to solve this puzzle here. Is there anything? No, that's done something. What happens if we were to step into here? No, it just completely blocks out our vision. But it seems the only way to get through that is to kill everything that's disrupting, Metal Gear Solid style. So, in that case, I'm not going to waste my shotgun shells on that. Time to... Oh, we're on the 5th, right? Time to break out the pistol, I suppose. Nope, that's not the pistol room. That's not where the pistol lives. Late 90s video game templating of just forcing you to backtrack for basic things like an inventory. We can put the repair spray back in. And I'll put the thermite back because we haven't really found much of a use for it. I'll take my pistol, thank you very much. As well as all of that. Whip. Cool, we should be good. To take care of the weird creepy robot room. And I say robot, I mean radio, because with our character, every room is the robot room. Come on, let me climb down. I'd appreciate it if it was a little bit more intuitive in that regard. I can go behind here, into here. Hopefully we can... Okay. There you go. And there's no need to stepple on it. What is this? There's a keyhole in the painting. Of course there is! And is there any way of getting a key? There is not, that's for sure. Maybe maybe this would have been a good instance for the thermite. Which doesn't leave us that many more options, hey. Because I can't think of many more areas we haven't been to yet. Yeah, if we go up, so we seem to have explored everything on the, like, except for the blacked out, except for the rooms without lighting, we seem to have hit everywhere that we can, have we? Haven't we, rather? There are these two doors here. There's just two doors here, which we may be able to do something with. Or is the solution more, or is now the time to mess around with the engine room? Now's the time to run away from all that, that's for sure. Because we can't do anything... Well, let's see if we can do anything else on this floor. We need we need a post box key in order to get into that thing there. We need a owl key in order to get up there. What's down here again? Nothing, right? Yeah, this is blocked off there. And that's where we found the note, angry note, wasn't it? No, that's a lighting malfunction, so proper disposal of corpses. No, that's that tutorial. Ara, Kitse. I should probably burn one of my repair patches, shouldn't I? We still seem to be stuck in the yellow. Maybe that was from the creepy radio room, wasn't it? There's nothing else we can do here without going into the dark repair bay, can we? And I don't want to go into the dark repair bay because there'd be enemy there, that's for sure. But as we go back up to the engine room and try to see if there is a way to turn that on. There's nothing in terms of a manual or a key or anything like that. Looks like an engine powering a looping Pastonator lift system. So what do we have to play with here? 50, 80, 20, 10. So is the aim to make all these numbers, make these numbers match up to that and make that number match up to that? No, that doesn't work though, does it? Because what does the relevant of 800 volt and 230 volts here? Okay, so do we need to play around with this until we get the numbers lined up? That's not going to do it, that's for sure. Okay, so we need to get this number up to 800 and need to get this number up to 230. How we go about that though is going to require just a string of trial and error, isn't it? Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. That's where the trial and error stops. So this 6 means that it increases the number by. No, it doesn't make it add up by 600, but it makes it go up by a particular factor there. That makes the blue there makes it go down, and so as you saw there, it made the top go down from 50 to 70. Meanwhile, what does the that do? Makes it go up by 50. But it makes that go up. Okay. So if we turn all 3 up to no, that's not going to do what we want it to. So do we want to subtract a bunch? No, that's not what we want to do, that's for sure. That makes it go up to 840. Puzzle solving, live on stream. Hours of fun for the whole family. So close. So 890. Let's turn that down. No, that one seems particularly essential. No, we can't turn on 2 of these things because it'll jam that up to 999 basically. And that's a no, and that in the German is the no, no, no. No, that's not going to do it either. 720, that'll jack it up to 800, but then we are short on the bottom. But then we are well short of the 230 needed on the bottom. No, that ain't gonna do it either. So get that to 800, that will only make the numbers go down. So my guessing is that we don't want to play around with too many of these, that the main driver is going to be that, except the middle one doesn't seem to be the way to go because maybe it's these two? No, because it makes the numbers go way too high. Indeed, all of them seem to make the numbers go way too high. Maybe we just stick it to like that. No, but then that goes all the way down to 0. 890, no. Hey, we solved it. I don't know how, like, I totally meant to do that. That was entirely intentional, not just randomly pressing buttons until we got the thing done. So 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th. There we go. We have solved the elevator puzzle. And so now that is operating, we can go back to the lower floors and see where, what the outcome is there. Where are you? Where are you? So the very first one we can go to, we have to go through a lot of enemies in order to get there. Let's just stick it to this floor for the time being. We were able to evade a bunch of foes before, right? We weren't able to evade them this time, that's for sure. Although, wasn't there a room up there? Not really. There was a there was an object there that we will have to get. So we're gonna have to brave it, aren't we? Okay. Whoa. No, that was not worth it at all. Oh boy. That was just a crappy auto-injector. How much ammo do we have? Can I just afford to go ham? I'll go... Uh-oh. This is not going well for me at all. No, did not mean to do that. Oh no, go back up. Go back into the other room. Stop. For you, you finish your kill. You finish your kill, young lady. There we go. In this case, might be worth using the auto-injector. I have no idea where the other enemy went. Huh. Now we can... use the lift to go down to the 8th floor, I guess? There we go. Now we're making progress. Now we're thinking with portals. Anything else in here? I'll pick that up. Miner, so Miner was the boss from before, and Adler was the person we saw in flashback, and may have also been the thing that pushed us down the lift shaft. Classified information, Commander's eyes earlier. Previous experience with these replica models have given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Yeah, about that. Murmur. This neural pattern is extremely stable. Little has to be done to keep miners happy. They get along well with most other models thanks to their sometimes submissive, sometimes motherly personality. Unlike other models, diary keeping is not mandatory for persona stabilization. Persona? They said my favorite word! Small stuffed animals may be given as fetish objects. though those resembling cats should be avoided as they might cause resurfacing Gestalt memories. Okay, so Gestalts are implanted personalities of people based on Earth. We've got an Evangelion going on here. Adler units work best when left alone. They do not mix well with their own type. They will usually become very emotionally dependent on the commander. Adlers are very susceptible to bioresonance suggestion, making them fairly easy to control. However, they become bored very easily and may need new fetish objects at regular intervals for stabilization. So watch out when we have to try to find the spanking paddle item somewhere here. What else do we have here? We've got the Falky. The Falcon, Generation 6 biochemical da 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 da. The Protector Commander, the head of each Aeon's facility protector force, is a powerful prototype bioresident Falky unit. An authority that may never be questioned, a Falky unit serves not just as a commander to the Protectors, but as a nearly godlike being, a perception that is underlined by her tall build and resemblance to our nation's leaders, the Great Revolutionary and her daughter. Yeah, so 2.5 meters. If that were based in the modern world, what? Imagine what's got robots, what's robot commanders meant to resemble Trump and Kim Jong Un. Ugh. It is also aided by her powerful prototype bioresonance module, which not only allows her to bend the will of weaker minds and fathom their intentions and emotions, but also grants her the ability to manipulate objects from a distance. Yes, exactly like a Trump. Oh boy. What is this here? We'll pick up the repair. Well, we will not pick up the repair spray plus, because we've still got how many? No, we can. Although, are we better off picking up something else in this room? Like, no, so this is a Falky. 824, 8421. I don't know how much longer I can go on. I do not want to live anymore as what I have become. The red eye beyond the gate showed me, no, touched me, poisoned me. Feels like my mind has been contaminated, defiled by another person's memory. I no longer feel myself anymore, but I've not fully become someone else either. I'm stuck here between her and me, with half-formed dreams and recollections penetrating my brain and tainting my every action. Who is she? Who is that white-haired girl? Why do I long to see her again? Why would she curse me like this? And what is the Falky holding? A heavy box fashioned to look like an owl. There are small holes at the top looking like a speaker or a microphone. Is there any piece of interaction that we have here? Are we just noting the fact that we have an owl box? Guess we're just noting the owl box, unless there is another piece of interactivity here. Nope. Nothing of the sorts. She's not going to come back to life, is she? No. Disposable stun prod? Do I have room for that? I guess I have room for that. Let's equip you. And then go back to the room of horrors, I guess. Boy. Is there a down? Nope. We just have to go to the hard right there. Oh, there's what to do on this floor. There's a galaxy room. Heimat, home of the new nation's government. I heard the view of the gas giant rings in the sky is beautiful there. Okay, so we've got some world building here. An orrery, that's how you pronounce that, right? Orrery? Showing a rotating view of the current relative positions of the inhabited worlds of the solar system. We've got Buyan, home to the Imperial Palace, floating above poisonous clouds. Vineta, the ocean world ravaged by war. When I close my eyes, I can hear the sound of the sea. So I'm guessing we all came from Vineta here. Kitez, the Red Desert. The Imperial fleet can only hold it for so long before it will be liberated. So we've got your Venus, you got your Earth, you got your Mars. You got your Saturn. No, you got more of a largest gas giant. Still in the process of clima forming. I'm at the home of the new nation's government. And Leng. The S-23, so we're in Leng, are we? So we've got the world building room in what is called the... Oh, just the briefing room. They're not even going to call it the orrery room. Orrery room. Can we go anywhere else? We can go up, we can go down. We can go down. No, we cannot. Guess we're trapped. So what was the object that we grabbed before? The shutter handle, so that'll be in the lift room on the floor above us, won't it? Might as well commit to that. Oh boy, didn't realize they had both resurrected themselves so quickly. As opposed to that one. Use shutter handle. Oh, okay. And we have a save room. Nice. And an owl key. Even nicer. And some notes before we go to bed. Replica overview. Euler. So that's us. Simple universal light replica owl. Biochemical with polyethylene shell. Euler units are the backbone of the Yusan nation's workforce. These elegant multi-purpose worker units are suited for all kinds of domestic tasks like cleaning, cooking, and simple medical and office work. Euls are highly social and get along well with each other as well as most other replica models. While unfit for combat, their lightweight frame makes them a prime choice for distant facilities where supplies are limited. At least they noticed our lightweight frame. We've been dieting, you know. I'm gonna as well put the stun prod there. Actually, we don't need to do that, do we? We can probably just keep that prod for an emergency. Because we're gonna use our owl key pretty soon. I cannot remember though where we need the owl key though. The owl key belonged to the 6th floor up there. So we already have saved, right? Doesn't hurt to save again. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break since we're basically close to the top of the hour, and it seems like a nice organic time to do so. Also, oh boy, I just realized that the desktop audio that the game audio hasn't been playing this entire time. My apologies. You should finally be able to hear the goings on of the game. Mind you, you'll save that ambiance for the second act. So, we will BRB. Hello and welcome back. Now we have desktop audio working now. You'll be able to hear everything that is going on in the game. Well, there's much to hear anyway. So what happened just before the break? We got ourselves the owl key. There we go. A magnetic key card with an owl motif for the staff dorm on the 6th floor. So that is where we are heading. Right. Just need to get out of the way of these baddies. Or not. Nope, that's not where we want to go. Please zip up there, then zip up there. How do we get around? We're gonna have to go the long way, aren't we? Actually, no, we go down on the 7th. No, we don't. How do we get out of here? We're on the 6th floor, so we might as well keep on going this way as designed. Workshop key is required for that one. You have to go through the crappy gauntlet again. At least I've got plenty of health items. Oh, come on, you just had to go that way, didn't you? But at this point, I think if I can sneak, I'll try to sneak. If I break that, then I can just run accordingly. Putting the survival in survival horror. Yeah, come on. There we go. And what do we have in here? We've got another disposable stun prod. We already have them equipped. No, we put them back. We'll take this one. Inspect. We've got a broken music cassette. A portable audio tape player with a knife embedded in the speaker. And we can't use ration C now, can we? And can we do anything else? So I guess that's the clue of we need to go back to the Falcon Lady because there was a speaker in that. I believe that is the case. Does this mirror work? Yes, it does. Put this game on the working in-game mirrors section of the Giant Bomb wiki. So we need to go back to the 8th. Okay. So we need to go now to the 8th floor, which we can only access via the what's called the looping lift. Is it easier? Which way is it safer to access the? We're already here. Let's save first. No, that's not the save room at all. And we get through there. There we go. And we've got enough resources to be able to jam through this 7th. Except for the part where it won't let me. There we go. Again, I forget there are 2 enemies in there. I know there are like 8 enemies in here that'll come through the ground. Time to play the owl music. Nope, we can't. Huh. So this wasn't the solution that I thought it would be. Cassettes. The tape inside the cassette is torn. I can't use this here. I need to repair the magnetic tape inside the cassette before it can be played again. So I'm going to have to find some tape from somewhere else around here. I just do not know where that somewhere is though. Am I meant to use the, No, I could not. I cannot combine those. So much for that solution. Now, where do we go? Certainly not here, that's for sure. So we can't go to the Star Dorm because it's dark. The East Hallway. I guess we have to go up the East Hallway. Oh. Need the hummingbird key. What is with all the bird keys needed here? Can we sneak? No, we cannot. We run instead. We got the North Hallway with a... Nope. That didn't work out well for us at all. Time to heal up. A flashlight module. And an eagle key. Again with the bird keys. So many bird keys. We got a note though. Another Adler. Administrative and data processing logistics replica Eagle. An integral part of every protector for on commando is the administrator unit. A single Adler can manage and oversee all administrative tasks for an entire facility, freeing other operational command units to focus on the direct control of protector units. The Adler is designed to work as a direct counterpart to the Falker unit, serving as her adjunct by taking care of necessary paperwork and calculations. there anything else in here? I'll take shotgun shells. I guess we might as well just use one of these stun thingies. Whip. That's a freebie right there. I'll pick up the flashlight module. Suddenly everything gets equipped. There we go. And yeah, that's an eagle-ass eagle standing right there. Is there any way around you? Whoop. Yep, we're good. What is in here? We've got another lift. We've got just a generic lift, I suppose. That mineshaft access elevator. I'll need an administrator's key to call it. So that will be our. That sounds like this is our ultimate goal. This is the door we could not unlock. That was locked from that side. Cool. Rot front. Hope for the future. Rot front. Oh, hope for the future. My favorite song from Destiny 2. We still don't have a solution for the cassette though, so we are stuck like this. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I was healing myself. Getting ourselves back up to blue. Okay, so now that we have the light though, we can access the rooms that were previously too dark to enter. Let's make a start by going southward. Wait. Yeah, so that door is definitely locked. Oh, come on. I thought I had the gap there. These are the where the real spooks start, I suppose. Shotgun shells. Replica overview. Stucker. Storch. Each cadre of the Protector security technicians is overseen by a controller unit, the most common of which is the Stork type. One of the tallest replica models thanks to their extended legs. Storks, figuratively and literally, keep a constant bird's eye view of any situation, ready to direct and coordinate their assigned security technicians. Their tough, no-nonsense demeanor, though, sometimes described as brutal and even cruel, makes them the perfect fit as unwavering sentinels of order. Oh boy, oh boy. That's a lot of enemies. That's a lot of enemies. No space, no space, no space. There is nothing for me in here. That's locked. I'm going to use one of these now. So that was a complete bust. Although interestingly, I didn't realize that the star map in the briefing room was still highlighted. I guess we're gonna have to come back to that later at some point. What was the darkened room? Oh, it's right here. So there are two things. Ah, good. Sanctuary. Got an island key and... Okay, so we're gonna have to clear up some inventory space. We're gonna have to put the oh boy. Got two keys in here that we need to eventually do a thing with. Two keys and 10mm ammo. Time to put the gun back, I suppose. Before we do that though, is it on this floor? Yes, the piano room is on this floor, so I just need to get around you. And then I think we can stow away our pistol. And we'll stow away the cassette for the time being because we don't have the thing to repair it. I do need to remember though to equip the shotgun. And save. Always be saving. There we go. I'm surprised it's not playing what's it called? Claire de Lune in there, because that seems to be the unofficial gaming anthem of the past couple of years is Claire de Lune, or anything by Debussy, basically, because there were a lot of games that used, there were a lot of things actually that used Claire de Lune in these past couple of years, wasn't there? Where do we need to go now? We need to go to the archive, is where we need to go to retrieve the keys. Nope. And we are doing very badly. Actually, I might as well just heal, just do a free heal whilst I'm in the control room, that's for sure. There you go, continue. I did not manage my health resources as well as I thought I had. Yeah, I was definitely in the yellow there. I've still got 4 of those though, so let's take our repair sprays. Nope. Combine you. There we go, use one of you. And what the actually, we'll put this back in. Put that back. Save once again. Just keep in mind that I am gonna have to murk one of those zombies in the next room. Not the one that's immediately here, but the one that is coming up around there. Like so. There we go. That's just so much easier to deal with it that way. Crap, I forgot to... Oh, that's already equipped like that. And so we need to pick up an island key, which doesn't seem to have much play just yet. And the hunter key, which neither of which I can recall have much play. So if we take a look at what doors remain locked... Oh, island painting. That's where we need to go. I need to go through the piano hallway. As we return to the creepy radio room. And hopefully manage to avoid this hit. I have no idea how we'd deal with that enemy otherwise. Oh boy. Has that... No, that photo has always had the weird dark patch there. Use the island key to grab ourselves the workshop key. Where is the workshop? Uh-oh, Belphegor. You've activated the trap trivia question. What is the best video game? Answer now. Until then, we have the workshop key. The workshop is one of these things, I guess. So that was the eagle. I think that might be the workshop? No, the workshop is in the workshop hallway. Let's return to the workshop hallway. Like I'm still looking for an answer to what is the best game. Whilst we go to the workshop, which is on the floor above us. I do not like the fact that that the doors are as finicky as the way they are. Tetris is not the answer. Today. Replica Known Issues Part 2. Previous experience with these replica models have given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information to be destroyed, star. Despite their normally laid-back demeanor, stars have a strong internal hierarchy, which is important to take into consideration when promoting units to officers. Not promoting a respected unit or promoting a unit low in status can lead to friction within dorm. Stars will occasionally develop in-group rules involving physical punishments. It is recommended to allow some officers to their own military weapons as fetish items to stabilize their persona. Wait, so does that mean that the photograph is my fetish item and that I am fruitlessly going after this chase after my supposed gestalt just to appease my robot personality before I go insane or something like that? Do not take that sentence do not take that phrase, that string of sentences, out of context. 13 Sentinels is not the correct answer. Storch units have Storch units initially have a short temper. Training them in patience earlier after deployment is key, as their neural pattern is less stable than other models. Failing to do so may yield an extremely volatile personality prone to cruelty and violence. A common strategy is pairing them closely with an older star unit. Scorch persona stabilizes by showering or bathing. Books on history or mythology work well as fetish objects. I do not like this. I should not like the constant reference of fetish objects here. If I had an audio cassette, I could probably have its content broadcast on the radio. But the radio tape is currently broken. I need to repair it somehow. So I'm back at a dead end, it would seem. I have a hunter's key, which will go in the mailbox on the top floor, it seems like. We need to go to that... No, we need to go to the repair bay anyway. Because we now have our flashlights that we can use to walk around the repair bay. Do I have any room in my inventory though? No. How do I get places again? I'm just trying to think of what the best way is to free up space in my inventory. The best way would be to go to the piano room and to store the revolver ammo there. Because I know I'm going to get some sort of item from the repair bay. At least I'm estimating that I'm going to get... One, I'm going to get an item from the repair bay. And B, I am going to get an item... I'm going to get the tape required to... Yeah, actually, there are two possibilities. I can go to the repair bay, now I've got the flashlight. And I can go back to the mailboxes on the 5th floor? By the way, Belphegor, Marvel Snap is definitely not the answer I'm looking for today. Like, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I've given you folks my spiel on Marvel Snap. Suffice it to say that the game is deceptive. Like, the game may seem like it's very friendly to the player and it doesn't monetize you at all, and I will concede that its monetization model, focusing basically on cosmetics, is actually, even that is a big old doubt, because the thing that really irks me about Marvel Snap is that you do not have any control over where you get, over what cards you get. So say you see a deck online that you want to try, or you have like 8 out of 10 pieces for a really cool deck, or you keep on getting whipped by the same deck over and over again. You cannot make that deck yourself because the game gives you cards randomly, like whenever you get to the requisite collector level. And in order to, and sure, there may not be any way to, but actually, I tell a lie. There is absolutely is a way to buy your way to the requisite collector level in order to get a new random card unlocked. You can buy the in-game boosters, which you use to increase the rarity of cards, which boosts your collector level. So the whole spiel, like, and sure, it isn't as thirsty for money as other online card games, but the game absolutely demands all of your time in order to make any form of headway in your collection. And yeah, sure, that does sound like every other card game out there, like Magic or Hearthstone, but at least those games provide you ways to forge your own destiny and create your own cards. Not Marvel Snap though. You're bound to the whims of RNG if you want to get the right cards for Marvel Snap. You either luck out and get the card you want, or you're crap out of luck and you're gonna have to grind for another 2 to 3 days at minimum in order to get to the next collector level, where you're most likely going to get another random junk card, which is not the card that you're looking for your very specific deck. All the while, you're being whipped endlessly by players in your current pool that do have the cards and do have the deck that will beat you up and down, day after day, match after match. So Marvel Snap may present itself as the friendly alternative to Hearthstone and Magic Arena and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and any of those games. But believe you and me, underneath the friendly facade is a game that is just as nefarious, maybe just as evil, as every other card game out there. Do not trust the friendly facade of Marvel Snap. In other words, no, it is not the game I'm looking for. Apollo, you are correct though. Neon White was the answer I'm looking for. After all, the best game of 2022, at least according to my reckoning, was Neon White. Of course, the answer is going to be very different for next time, so we'll all cross that bridge when the trivia bot pumps out that question again. I can't remember if either of you got into Marvel Snap, or if I gave you my Marvel Snap spiel. But in short, I may have been a fan of that game at one point. I certainly am not anymore. That's an auto injector, so we do not need that. A weapon case, you say? What does that do? A secure storage for pistol. Oh, there, and we've got ourselves a revolver. Adhesive tape. And we've got an achievement. Are we supposed to shoot these or what? Revolver, equip. Nope, it's just purely cosmetic. There is no need to be in this room. Uh-oh. A lot more enemies there. We need to go back to... We need to go back to a storage room to collect our tape, repair it, and then from there, we need to then put the tape into the broadcast room, which will do something, I guess? No, yeah, I'm not sure if I can say it in this my speed, but I got quite deep into Marvel Snap when it was still an early access or soft launch in Australia. Like, I think I fiended like a couple of hundred levels in the space of like 1 or 2 weeks. But then, and the first 10 hours of that game are a fantastic experience. But it's like the first 48 hours of Las Vegas. You're gonna have a fantastic time. All the glitz, all the glamour, all the shiny colors. Oh, it's great. Then you hit hour 49, and then you hit hour 49 in Vegas. Then you hit hour 11 in Marvel Snap, and everything goes downhill from there. it just made me extremely confused. Like, yeah, it made me like extremely confused as to why so many people had Marvel Snap on their so highly on their Game of the Year lists. Like, it's almost as if they'd never hit that level, that what's called that level 11. Or maybe the actual answer is they just don't care about they don't care about net decking and spiking as like I do in playing these games. So maybe I'm the issue here. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Okay, we've got our cassettes. We need to then go to the... Which room was it again? Not the Star Dome. I cannot remember which floor it was on. Repair bay, the shooting range, radio transmitter in the workshop. So we'll need to go up to the 6th floor. Right? Yeah. Got our cassettes. We also have the revolver as well. I'm not sure like if it's any better than the shotgun though, because the shotgun is pretty gosh darn good in this game. Just one shot, boom, you're done. What else is in here? Got 10mm ammo, not that we ever need it. Use music cassettes? Actually, before we do that, let's take one last look at the music cassette in our inventory. Our songs. The cassette seems to be part of a set of songs popular with Yule units. So this is our fetish object then, is it? Or one of our fetish objects. $142 kHz. Let's see what 142 kHz has to offer. 142. Will this actually calm any enemies as we pass by them? Nope. Now what do we do? I suppose there was a darkened room on the 8th floor. We can go there. And hope that, and maybe hope that playing this music out loud slows down the enemies just a little bit. Nope, we need the key for that one. That isn't the darkened room like I thought it was. What else can we do though? There's there. I'm actually stuck here. Can't think of what else we need to do. Do we go to the Protector office? Do we go to Flood Overflow? Which is, no, that's just the outside area. Nothing else to do on this floor here. The radio transmitter puzzle has been solved. We need to find a key for the post box. Is probably the next thing. No, I lie. The next thing is to figure out what we are meant to be doing with this music that we are playing at the moment. There's locked library key required. Wait. Oh, this is a brand new hallway. Do we need to go to the orrery? Will this respond to the music? Element, no. Bling. Shining my light on this do anything? No. Huh, where do we need to go now? We need a library key, we need a hallway key. We also need an eagle key for the bedroom. Oh, we're on the 8th floor anyways, might as well see if this puzzle does anything. See if this does anything here, rather. Ah, it does. Hummingbird key. I believe that's the one on this floor, right? We'll keep the music playing. Although, I'm blanking on the song that is playing. Like, I should know what this song is. I should know the title of this song rather, but I am sort of blanking on what it could be. Use hummingbird key. Whoa. Let me in. There we go. Swan Lake it is. Huh. I'll take that repair patch. Thanks, Polo. There's our eagle key. Colibri's note. Keep an eye on Adler. He's hiding something from us. There was nothing in his diary, but when I probed his mind, there were memories of an Elster units working in Sierpinski. There's no record of that model of replica ever being deployed here. An order for a single unit for some survey work in the mine was briefly considered, but no new orders were made due to the commander's sickness. What else do we have around here? Oh, there's another note. There's the Colibri units. A marvel of modern technology, the Colibri is the most capable bioresonance unit ever produced. Every protector First Wrongs Commando Volks unit is aided by a cadre of Colibri units adjuncts, which can amplify her bioresonance signals as well as produce their own. Despite the diminutive build, Colibris are one of the most effective protector units, able to directly influence the minds of replicas and gestalts, extract information non-verbally, and communicate among themselves instantly in the full bandwidth of the senses. The Colibri's bioresonance is the closest recreation of a true hive mind. And we've got one more note here. Previous experience with these replica units, us, have given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Yules tend to form large groups and like to sing and dance, as the original neural pattern for this unit was a ballet dancer, hence the Swan Lake. Persona degradation may be easily prevented in this unit by making sure they have access to music through tape players or musical instruments. Always place at least one mirror in Yule dorms, as they have a strong urge to check their own appearance at regular intervals. Yule's persona stabilizes by keeping a tidy appearance and through regular social interactions. Yules will often organize in groups of roughly 10 units and give each other themed nicknames. Even though, as for the Arar, even though they may seem like quiet simpletons, do not underestimate Aras. While they may not show it, they judge those who are rude or unkind harshly and will quietly share this judgment with their entire cadre. Aras get along best with Yules, who tend to be patient and friendly, and have a talent for reading Aras' expressionless faces. In many facilities, Aras will construct service tunnels accessible only to them, often under floors and in walls. Unstable units may retreat into these tunnels. It is not recommended to retrieve them. Ara personas can be best stabilized by allowing them access to plants to take care of, ideally colorful flowers or trees. Meanwhile, we've already accessed that note. We have already accessed that note, right? That's the keep an eye on. This was the Colibris, and we've got the eagle key, right? We also have a door here. Uh-oh. Do I still have my second gun? No. You have to come back here later with a proper gun and go from there. Oh boy. There wasn't here, right? Yes. We'll use our eagle key. And find ourselves a book. Atlas Diary. I have been fascinated by a peculiar piece of furniture I discovered in storage. A strange box with a removable dial in the front that was confiscated from a worker some time ago. I was instantly drawn to it, though I'm not sure why. When I put my ear on the mechanism, I could hear it faintly clicking like a clock. Without Calibri's help, it has become much harder to coordinate the logistics cadre. If there is anything good to say about that woman, it is how she knows how to make others respect her orders, despite her minuscule stature. I went to see her today, but her room is still locked. I had a dream tonight. Another memory of my Gestalt life, I believe. I was wearing my uniform. There was a young woman, her hair white as snow, and I was conducting some sort of test. I had a deck of cards with astronomical symbols on them and asked her to guess the planet on the card I was holding. I was playing with that mechanical lockbox again, of which I am now sure is some kind of astronomical calendar, when I suddenly remembered a conversation I had with another replica when I was inspecting the mine site. However, it was clearly a model I've never seen before, some type of engineer with an orange chest piece. In my memory, she was just another member of our staff, but no such replica was ever stationed on Serpinski. Replica memory is not the most reliable, they say. But never before have I experienced such a strange phenomenon. The little enigma of that box could only distract me from the chaos around me for so long. All the box contained was a small notebook, of which all pages turned out to be blank. It's been miserable since our beloved commander has fallen ill. I long for her stern guidance, that overwhelming authority in which she bathes a room. Ew. More sick, making my work ever harder. How are we meant to shoulder this workload with no reinforcements? My only consolation is that as our protector staff decreases, so does the workforce we oversee. While more and more replica end up in the hospital wing, Gestalt workers seem to succumb too fast for any attempts at treatments. Another diary filled for no benefit but my own satisfaction. I've not ordered a new one yet, since I've saved my ration marks on that marvelous looking fountain pen. But I'll guess I might use that notebook. Well, do we have anything else in here? Another Lister, briefing. A versatile combat engineer, primarily for orbital service, these stuff-toic loners are best suited as specialist sappers and scouts. Their technical knowledge and combat capabilities make these units true survivalists, especially when in their iconic white and blue heavy combat configuration, which sports bullet-resilient armor plating on their chest and forearms. Ugh, lousy malware bites popping up ads. There we go. Since the original neural patterns for this unit were lost with the destruction of the central neural archive on Viennetta, new listed units had been produced based on a decommissioned unit from the Penrose program. Penrose, that's the name that's popped up before. What is this? There's a hole in the front in the box. It looks like it's missing some sort of mechanism. Wait, do we use the flesh box there? I think we may have to use the flesh box there. Well, in the meantime, let's go back to one of the... Let's go back to our storage box, retrieve the flesh box, and retrieve one of our guns as well. Our pistol, probably. Pistol or revolver, one of them. I should probably heal myself up as well, because I believe I took a hit before. Yes, I did. There we go. Here we go. Let's put away the stun prod. Let's take this, one of our pistols? Or revolver? How much? I'll go for the pistol for the time being. And also the Eternity flesh box thing. And save! Always, always save. Oh, the music went dead. Uh-oh. Going back to life. Thankfully I still have that shotgun. Can run up here and do the flesh box first, right? Oh, so we're not meant to use this yet? Nope, we cannot. Hopefully I don't have to go through all of that. Okay, so now that we know what is up there, let's save the hassle of me running all the way back to my storage box, putting away the eternity thing, and then leaving that slot empty, and instead just load up the previous save. So we still got our pistol, right? Nope, not anymore. We don't. I'm gonna grab the pistol back. I still don't know what we need the photo module for. An old photographic memory allows recordings of up to 6 visual memories. Incredibly outdated, might still be useful. We'll need to keep that in handy the next time, I'm assuming. We'll see what is in this other robot room, this other radio room. Come on. Again, the doors will continue to be my downfall in this game. Didn't have to waste too many bullets there, thankfully. Guess we have all the shotgun rounds we need. As well as a postbox key. At last, we can solve the postbox puzzle. Wait, we can pick up the pistol rounds in spite of not having any room? I guess we have 10 bonus ammo now. Oh, I guess that was a free reload. How do we need to go back up to the 5th floor. Or the 5th floor? Or whatever the highest floor is on this here system. Yeah. And there is no other shortcuts around through there, which is kind of handy, especially since all these oh boy, didn't even get a chance there. Whoa, that was close. Use postbox key to grab the library key. So I've gone with just keys on keys on keys on keys on keys. So many gosh darn keys. And we're at flood overflow. We might as well use that. Actually, no, we know this is a known quantity what we're about to go through. So, in worst case, I'll just I've got my shotgun loaded. And I've turned off my flashlight so I don't trigger them as quickly. At least I think that's how it works. Library was on the 7th or 8th? 8th, I believe? There we go. There's something living in here. Miners. When it comes to dangerous cargo, heavy machinery, and hazardous environments, no other model rivals the miner units with their high security, power armor bodies. Even in lethal radiation, under crushing pressure and in 0 Gs, they keep their calm demeanor and show exemplary work. Despite their hulking bodies, underneath their face shields, a standard Generation 3 cranial construction can be found. Underneath their face shields, a standard Generation 3 cranial construction can be found, making maintenance and social interfacing as easy as with any other replica model. That would explain the boss having the human face that just vomited blood back in the last stream. Please note that minor neural pattern is not suited for combat use. For combat applications, the Sapo unit should be used, which employs a combat-capable persona in the same frame. For more informations, the Schnapper. What else do we have in here? Free repair patch. That's a repair spray, though we don't need that. And we've got we can go with some dialogue. From a Colibri. Who are you? You're not one of our staff. Okay then. The others, they've changed. We no longer sing in unison. We used to be able to see into their minds. We were as one. Together, we guided them all. But now, I can't understand their thoughts anymore. Never been so alone before. Still together. I'm here. Died. They won't let me in. Can't stand their song anymore. This is the only place I don't have to hear them. It's the only place I'm safe. What is this? System orientation. Alignment. Error. Use manual controls. Okay, so it's a maze, and we are trying to retrieve something. Not quite sure what though. Or are we just trying to drag this whole thing? Are we trying to grab this book specifically? That's my guess. And so we just have to figure out how to get there. No, that's not gonna do it. Right. How do I get back to the beginning? I seem to have trapped myself. Ah, there's our escape hatch there. Go up. Except I'm now trapped here. Well, going in and out reset the puzzle. No, it does not. I'm trapped here. Forever. Am I actually trapped? Seems like it. If I go down there... Okay, no, okay. We're back to normal transmission here. There we go. There's our astrolabe. Which... Strange clockwork-like dial mechanism with assorted symbols on the front. We need to go back to the eagle room. For that. Which is on this floor, thankfully. Use astrolabe. We've got another puzzle to solve. Yep, we're going to have to go back to the... Yeah, we're going to have to go back to the star map in order to figure out the correct configuration for that one, I suppose? Where is this star map anyway? It is... Ah, it's at least on... Again, everything is at least confined to this floor. We didn't have to do too much going up and down the, what's called, the, dumbwaiter. Because that is basically a dumbwaiter, what is going on there, isn't it? Sure. Huh. So let's take a screenshot when Lang and Heimat are at the highest. And then I'll move that over to the other side. And hopefully that is the path I am looking for. I will say though that the what's called the symbols on the thing aren't as intuitive as I would have hoped. So if we go here, nope, I'm at. There is probably a key here indicating that that X symbol means Y planets. I don't think I've seen anything like that around here. No, that's just the Lister. This is Adler's Diary. But is there anything else in this room to indicate anything of the sort and indicate some sort of key here? Not that I can see. And there doesn't seem to be any real way to brute force this puzzle either. What do the symbols mean? Is there something in my inventory, in my memory? Atlas diaries, notes, Rotford, Falker diary, known issues, angry note, lighting malfunction, so... Okay. Now I get jokes. So, Rot Front is the full... Okay, so I'm going to load up the second... Let me play around with my desktop for 2 seconds. There we go. Move this over here. Bring that up like that. So I'll move this, I'll make this as teeny tiny as possible. Like so. And then bring it to desktop. I'll pull up a notepad, as is tradition during these things. And here's desktop view. Can I move this around? Yes, I can. It's a Christmas miracle. So, Rot Front is a circle, and as you can see here, Rot Front is around that 6, 7 o'clock. Rot Front is the circle. Rule of 6. Nope. I'm all the way back at the start. Where are we? Frequencies, sword. Nope, that was from the previous thing. Angry note. Ketes is the triangle. I'll blow that up as well for the stream. There you go, you should be able to see that. And which leaves us with Rotforge. We've only seen two of the posters. Boo. And so Rotfort is the circle, and if we blow this up here, So Rod Fort is about at the 7 o'clock position, being the full circle. Yeah, let's just go with there. Pizza is the triangle. Oh, okay. Okay, now we've done goofed. There doesn't seem to be any triangle. At least we know. I guess that's as close as we can get for Ketes, assuming that is Ketes. At least this way, I can just brute force the rest of the puzzle, I guess. Because due to rule of exponentials, only having 2 variations is much less painful than having 3 variations. Although at this point, there we go. I am on the right path here in thinking that the posters, there we go, brute force. I'll look up in a minute of what the actual solution is. Go to administrator's key. Shrine diary. I've started yet another new diary. How time flies. The work is dull and monotonous as ever in Sierpinski, but a bright light illuminates my day. Today, I was invited to a meeting by Commander Falk, and she was as magnificent as ever. Another day passes. During my meeting with the commander today, I felt the strangest sensation of familiarity as I sat with her. Sadly, our meeting was interrupted by an unexpected power outage. I've been feeling strangely paranoid these days. Never have I felt so strangely the sensation of deja vu as I have these past few days. So they are remembering their past, or it's like the past. They're remembering the past of the person upon which their personality is based. When I checked the pages of my diary today, I noticed that for some inexplicable reason, I seem to have dated my previous entries with today's date. What an embarrassing mistake. And indeed, it is consistently date 8421D. Every day feels a bit like I've lived it before, and even stronger is the sensation that something is somehow just slightly out of place. Why is my diary filled with entries I cannot recall writing? Why are these all dated today? Has the loss of my beloved commander finally gotten to my mind? Am I going insane? I fear what will happen to me if anyone finds out. I'm alone in this. If they discover my notes, I'll be decommissioned too. Something is wrong. I can feel it. Is this really madness? When I read the pages of my diary, I recall events that never happened, a yesterday that never was, yet it feels as if the real one I actually as real as the one I actually experienced. This cannot merely be a defect in my mind. It feels as though in this room I peer into another version of reality. How? I do not know. Perhaps I too have become sick like the others without realizing, but I will not succumb. A slow accumulation of reproduction errors, a gradual corruption of information, a story misremembered slowly morphing with each retelling, like genetic material mutating and evolving, like the replica mind copied over and over from an aging template? I do not know, but I will find out. The answers lie below, I can feel it. Someone or something calls me from there, in the mind. And I have the administrator key, so I will be able to do that. I have seen everything that these floors have to offer, right? Yep, I have solved the puzzle. Uh-oh. And so I have the administrator's key. Time to go down. It's the mineshaft access elevator controls. If she's still alive, she's probably there. Do we take the elevator to the mine? I guess. In the meantime, I'll change it back to there. You don't need to see the rather useless puzzle clues there. Chapter 2. I know you're here. Shout out to those PS1 polygons, by the way. I've done this countless times before. You don't belong here. Yeah, you go, girl. Cool. Welcome to the mines. Another video game with what's called hexagonal shaped rocks here. I can only think of one other game that did this, and which was actually two other games. I want to say Destiny 2 does this. Destiny rather does this, and I want to say that Control also has mines what feature hexagonal rocks. And I'm sure it's a trope that features in many other games too. No map data. Spooky. We at least get a save room before the inevitable boss battle. Not yet, we don't. I would like the opportunity to save game. High power mining lasers, they are too large and heavy to carry for me. Yeah, I would like the opportunity to save video game. These hexagons are indeed the bestagons. But you know, it's also what's a very good polygon? A save point. There's something there. Was there something there? Yeah, there's something there. Nitro Express ammo. Anti-Panzer Nitro Express ammo. That's gonna come in handy at some point later, right? And so we can either go... Oh, that's big boy there. Ah, hello. You're not a protector, are you? What brings you here? I'm Bale. If you're down here, you're probably looking for something. I'd help you, but one of my hydraulics failed and I can't move. Pretty much done for, so you can just leave me here. No point repairing an old unit like me, so don't worry about it, okay? It'd be a waste of resources. I'd offer you my mining laser, but I don't think your frame could supply the power output. You're probably better off using a gun. There should be some useful equipment in the mining office just south of here. I'm guessing that's the game's way of telling me, go back south, go back to that room that was there before. Not necessarily here. But over here is where the answers lie. Including, yes! Save points! And some free repair spray for you. Anything else in here? A flare gun, you say? Let's start. Large caliber PTFE coated high power ammo, armor piercing 16mm Nitro Express ammunition. Packs a punch! Put that away. Probably don't need the flashlight anymore. Let's grab our free repair spray. And grab ourselves a flare gun. A single shot gun for firing 26.5mm emergency signal flare cartridges that incinerate. Okay, so it's a free, it's an upgrade to the flare that we had before. So instead of downing an enemy and then flaring it, we can just shoot this into an enemy and then immediately eliminate it. Put you away. We still need shotgun ammo. Let's read. And then Alina's diary. It's worse than I thought. Everyone's disappeared. Still haven't found any trace of Elster. It's as if she had never been here. Something's wrong with the protectors, those that are still around. A guard spotted me earlier, sneaking around the medical wing, and she let out a monstrous scream as she chased after me. When I looked back, I saw her face, and now I can't forget. It looked like she had been in some horrible accident. Huh, so a lady Lena is still floating around. And it seems she is real, as opposed to my previous suspicion that she was fictionalized. What's down here? You have to watch us every time we do this, right? Yep, we are. Probably use that light now, couldn't I? There you go. A lot of enemies around here. I'm just aimlessly wandering around at this point. Uh-oh. Something good. Something happened. Not good. No. You know what? I'll explore that later. Until then, I'll take a quick break. See how we're feeling afterwards. So let's press the BRB button, and we will be RB. Welcome back. Now that I've there we go. Now that I've pressed the unmute button, what's called the trivia bot has popped up the question: Hollow Knight developer Team Cherry is based in which Australian country? As for this stream, I think I looked into whilst I was looking into the that's locked anyway. Yeah, so whilst I was looking into the what's called this the actual solution for the what's called the astronomy puzzle from before. Turns out that this mine section here is pretty short, so I might as well go through this and then we'll see how we're feeling as for whether we continue streaming, because it is still a school night, notwithstanding the fact that I have the day off tomorrow. I've still got things I need to do today and tomorrow, so we'll see how we go. Until then, what is floating around here? That's a defective door. 1, 2, 3. I could probably spare one slot. Let's get ourselves our revolver. Before that, we're still good health. Let's swap out our repair patches for repair spray plus, and then get ourselves some revolver. And head our way down this elevator again. This is probably shout out to games that still have this very fun circle animation when you go around on the stick. There's a ton of our lives happening here. Yeah, so I believe, so looking into it, this mine section is pretty linear, and indeed the scary door that the big door that we encountered before was basically the last section of it. The only other section appeared to be what was in here, which is just this, it seems. Monofilament fiber. Risk of death. Monofiber will effortlessly cut through limbs and equipment in an instant. Always wear protective clothing. Do not touch monofiber without proper protective gear. Only handle in brightly lit places. So I guess we gotta... Yeah, that's what happens when you run into that. We ran ourselves into some monofiber is what we did. Got ourselves back down to yellow... No, we're down to yellow health, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Whoa. There's nothing else in here, it seems, so let's just keep on going up, 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 and away. Activate the loud noisemakers, and let's just avoid being killed for the next little bit, I suppose. Oop. Guess I have to do one more loop to try to make sure we have space for this thing. Might as well use one of these for those sprays. Yes. And we might as well use this repair spray as well. Whoa. Should be good though, right? Lie down. And down we have slid. I'm guessing avoid the X's? Avoiding the X's seems like a good thing to do, right? This forward door is defective. We still don't have any map data around here. Gotta keep on going forward. Wherever forward is. Which looks like this. There's a huge hole in the ground. I can hear the sound of water from below. It looks like there's no other way. Guess we're jumping into the hole. And at this point, it looks like I'm about halfway through the game as well. Which makes sense. This sounds like it's about a 10-hour... I think it was an 11-hour game according to howlongtobeat.com, and we have been streaming for about 5.5 hours. That's a narrow field of view going on there. Because we can't afford to explore too hard in these areas. Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink. The shadows lengthen. Guess we gotta keep on following this what's called this first year university poetry. Yep. The night where the black stars rise and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still. Oh, we've already seen that one. Song unsung as tears unshed shall die. Preach, man. Preach. It calls me in a sea of flesh. We will become one, but I can never go back to being me. There's something here we can go through, or... Thought I saw something there. Maybe, maybe not. Or do we go into the sea or towards the bright light there? I wonder. It doesn't help that we are moving so very slowly here. No, we can't go too deep into the water, and I've got no other form of control here other than just moving forward. This is a Dear Esther walking simulator going on right here. Indeed, I'm glad to say that thanks to my review of Dear Esther at New Game Plus, I managed to convince one person to play that game, that person being our editor Liam, who doesn't normally play games. Oh, so we have a minute. Okay, so that was only a minute-long sequence to explore that mountain, to explore that area, and try to find all the poetry, I guess. Huh. Ugh. Mud or blood water? I don't want to know what. I don't want to know which. Free repair spray. Which is good because I'm still in yellow health. There we go. Still don't have any map data. Nope. Brisbane is not the answer to the question. Hollow Knight developer Team Cherry is based in which city? Oh, I said the answer. It's Adelaide. Offerings. And in darkness the dead shall be offered a light of and holy spices that may find a way out of this cursed place. Wow, I can't believe you guessed so correctly. Yeah, it's almost as if you had the answer said to you just before. Yes, so Team Cherry is indeed based in Adelaide. There are developers based up in Brisbane, that them being, I believe, Sega Australia, the what's called a studio that often did some some Total War games, or helped out on the Total War games. I believe they're based in Brisbane, but also Half Brick, the developers of Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride. They were also based up in Brisbane. I want to say, I believe are based in Brisbane. It is a present tense situation, but that studio is very much a shadow of its former self. There have been various feature articles about the mismanagement that took place there, which led them just to fumble and fumble and fumble and squander their Jetpack Joyride and Fruit Ninja successes. Mind you, there was also a video on the People Maker Games YouTube channel about a game that they prototyped, a game they were prototyping within the office, which they had to cancel after less than a week because it was destroying office relationships and friendships. What do we have here? A small cup filled with sand for placing offering stands in front of an ancestral shrine. So we're gonna have to find something for there later. What's the spiel? Offerings, and in the darkness of the dead shall be offered a light and holy spices. So I have to try and find light and holy spices in order to get out of there. These things they're definitely gonna come back to life at some points. Huh. Don't need 10mm ammo. Also, note how I entered from the left but came out in the right. I'll pick up a repair patch. Unlocked from the other side. Huh. And you have a primrose triangle, I believe those things are called. I believe that's called a primrose triangle, right? Yep. I know things. Is there anything else around here that I will know? Nothing there. Nothing else in here. Was there anything about anything that we had on our person with a primrose triangle before, which would be able to help solve that particular puzzle? See here, Alina's diary, shrine diary. Nothing spectacular here, and nothing out inventory which screams primrose triangle. Is there any other form of interaction around here? There does not appear to be, you do know. Is there another room I can enter? Does not appear to be, no. Or is this room of bodies supposed to represent... Nah, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies in here. Maybe that's the answer? Doubt it though. Is there anything else in here? In this shrine which would be able to help? The names are illegible due to wear. And for what it's worth, 1, 3, 6, 7, and 9, maybe? 1, 3, 6, 7, 9? Is that it? No. And is there anything else around here that we can No. Ah, that's the answer. The big old room, that is. Nope. That's a piece of interaction. Large wooden doll. I'm gonna need to free up some space with a repair patch. Can we continue to dodge them as we try to pick up this? Ah, god damn it. Those have got plenty of repair sprays to make up for the dodgy detection. There we go. Guess we're going down. Doll. A large hollow wooden doll that can be opened. It has a hexagonal base. It is empty inside. So there's the hexagonal base. There we can seemingly look into it, but it doesn't reveal anything. But we got that though. Uh-oh. That just leads us back up here. Warnings. This place. Here, nothing valued is here. What is dangerous and repulsive? Message is a warning about. The danger is still present. Time, as it was, is to the body, and form of the danger is. Disturb this place, stunned and left uninhabited. When within is killed, a path will open here. It's effective, can't be locked. I'm guessing we're going from the other side. So there's something there. Ugh, that's gross. What's that? That's a repair patch. That's a defective door, and there's another defective door floating around, isn't there? Nope, that's not it. That's not defective at all. There's a wedding ring. There's a strange device under the glass bell. It is hooked up to the microphone. An old-fashioned microphone is hooked up to the device. Okay, no space to carry the repair spray. Anything else? Nothing in here anyway, so at least we know we've got a microphone and a wedding ring. Nothing that we can use a doll with for now. I would very much like a save room, please, game. Thank you. Leave. Place this. Leave. Leave. And this is otherwise another non-Euclidean object. Let's put back our flare. And what the hell? Let's put back our revolver. Oh. I'll take a free repair patch, because I do need to patch myself up a little bit. Otherwise, is there any clue as to what else we need to do around here? We do need to save is what we need to do. And then ain't none of that around. that leads to nowhere. That unlocked from the other side. I don't know what we need the wooden door for. Not the wooden door, the doll for. Or the wedding ring for that matter. Do we combine the two? The phrase, "Till death do us part," is inscribed inside of the ring. Nope. Leave this place, leave. PTLLLHE. Is there a code here? Or am I overthinking this particular piece of flavor text? Doesn't help that we don't have a map. So I don't have a sort of a visual aid of where I've been and haven't been. Oh, I have to go down this hole. Is this a boss battle? Yes, it is. So I have the resources to be able to take on this boss battle. Nope. Come on. That's not good. That's not good. Let's switch over to... Oh, we don't even have that gosh darn thing. So I'm just gonna kill myself here.